Surprise! It's Blogger Day 500.
Good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm going for a run. I'm still not really up to where I want to be on the running side of things, but that doesn't mean I can't just go run. Today is a day of catching up on a couple things. Really, I think I'm doing pretty well. I was hoping last week to get more caught up, to get ahead to the point that I'd actually have time this week to write. And then I went through just kind of like a mini depression. Like I was completely unproductive, slept all the time. No, I didn't even really sleep as much as I should have still, but you know, it was interesting, and just crashed pretty hard. So I'm still not where I want to be on that front. I want to get ahead of all these projects that I'm working on. Maybe I'll do that in the next couple of days. I really need to do it before I start traveling through the States, because it's going to be harder to get on top of everything from there, and I will have to do some work still while I'm traveling. It's not pure vacation. It's actually not vacation at all. It'll have vacation elements, but work will continue. That said, let's go for a run. This thing right here, the lights the LEDs that I installed over here are already peeling off. You can tell some really high quality craftsmanship here, not 3M. So we can try and push that back up a little bit. Oh yeah, and please subscribe. The thing about, oh, it started coming back down. The thing about these, oh no. Is I'm gonna have to peel them off anyways, because I put them on in a way that I can't fully shut the window, and I'll need to fully shut it when I leave. It's just annoying because I was hoping that this would work. Also, these lights are just not strong enough to really make up the difference when it comes to shooting at night, so I still need to come up with a better solution, but one thing at a time. Anyways, let's go for a run.
Looks like it's finally the end of the old Velib. I wonder what they're doing over there. Way too hot. For being so cold, it's amazing how hot you can get. I totally forgot. Okay, two things. One, Velib system is being removed, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that whole thing. And two, kind of like a German, I totally forgot today is Writerly Wednesday, and we're going to talk about creative disciplines. So both of those things. I also have to go to the Peloton because I didn't give Christian his hot dog change yesterday, so he needs change for his hot dog. And I need to change this. This is gross. The baguette and raspberry combination, I was going to call them framboise. Framboise is French for raspberry. The baguette and raspberry combination was delicious, but insufficient to keep me from being really hungry still. It's a problem with going for a run, like for 4 miles, and not having any real food.
How is this shit working? Crazy Tuesday.
The Agnes Cam.
I also realized we haven't discussed what we're doing with camera 2 yet. do that soon. All right, I'm just waiting. I forgot that well, I sort of forgot. I keep remembering that, ooh, maybe I should have a quiche. I just need food really badly. I haven't eaten. Quiche sounds kind of, well, I mean, I had the baguette and the framboise were not enough, so let's check out the bakery and maybe get some quiche. I forgot that I was, like I said, I pseudo forgot. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be posting on the Ask You Anything on Reddit Fantasy today. They're doing a fundraiser for World Builders, which basically raises funds for Heifer International. And it's a really fun opportunity. But basically what Reddit does, or Reddit Fantasy, is they run an Ask You Anything where authors show up and ask the Reddit community something. And so I've got a question ready. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to post it, but they haven't posted the thread yet. So we're waiting for that. I'm also gonna be translating a script, and that line actually doesn't look so bad. Let's go in here. The Petit Versailles du Marais. Breakfast for overdue lunch. Doesn't sound like a bad way to go to me. I don't know, quiche. I was never into quiches before. And I think it's because growing up, like, no offense, Mom, but my mom, she knows this. She used to make what she liked to call her cheesy Mexican frittata. Something about frittatas and being full of potatoes. I don't know, I just never got into them. And so when I saw quiches, I thought that's basically what it was gonna be. Not the case. Oh my gosh, it's just delicious. Between the pastry crust and then just the deliciousness of the eggs and whatever's inside. This one's got chicken, tomatoes, and I don't know what kind of cheese in it, but I'm ready to try it. Everything's cold and wet out here. So, speaking of creative disciplines, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this. If you want to see a project through to completion, there are a couple of things that I think are really important, especially if it's a really ambitious project. And the first thing is going to be pick your passion. Whatever it is you're most passionate about, you're going to want to choose that, because it's the thing that you're most excited about, the thing you really want to see exist in the world the most. That desire is what's going to carry you through moments that are not fun or difficult along the way. That was Laura snooping into the background of the last shot. I assume she made it in at least. She and I were just discussing because somebody gave me crap on YouTube that the reason that chairs are facing out towards the street and cafes is because they're not allowed to block the sidewalk, which is just silly because you're not allowed to block the sidewalk anywhere in the world. And in France, even if there's plenty of room to have people sit facing both ways, they always sit facing out because watching people is the #1 pastime in France. They just love people watching. Anyways, the second thing beyond picking your passion is to show up. A lot of this feels really obvious, but the thing is that at the end of the day, one of the biggest disciplines you can have is to set time for yourself to do something and then do it. So maybe rituals is a good way of enabling this, but ultimately the goal is just to show up and get the work done. Like they say, what, 90%, 80% of the job is just showing up, right? So many people have ambitions, whether that's to write a book, write a screenplay, make a movie, make music, whatever it is, and then they just don't do it. They just don't show up. They just don't even try consistently for a period of time. So you do need to show up, but what really helps is going to be setting aside particular times, making rituals. For me, for example, in posting a photo every day for the last 6 years, the way that I do it is I just made it a part of my bedtime ritual. Obviously you have to be taking photos, so getting yourself to notice good shots or any shot and remember to take a photo over the course of the day is definitely a part of it. But then making it a part of your daily routine where it's like, okay, I brush my teeth, I shower, I edit my photo, I post it, I go to sleep. Like it's literally the last thing I do every day, or the second to last thing I do. I guess I do it before I shower usually, but either way, before I go to bed, that is something that I do every night. And that ritual helps make sure it actually gets done. It's kind of like flossing. You just get into the habit of doing it because you do it at the same time every day, and then you never miss it. The third thing, since we're talking about actually completing projects, would be to actually finish it. Even if it sucks, even if you don't like it, even if it stinks, you need to get into the habit of actually finishing the projects you set out to complete. And again, I realize that this probably seems pretty basic, but finishing something means that even if you just take a small project and you make sure to see it through to the end, the reason that it's important is because when you're doing anything creative, it's the very end of whatever project you're in that is almost always the hardest. Staring at a blank page is difficult, but finishing a full book is really difficult, right? Because at least with the blank page, you've got the excitement, you have the idea, you have things going on, and you're like, I can do this. It can push you towards action. But once you get towards the end, you are out of juice. You might have actually abandoned some of your favorite ideas to try and make the story better. You might just hate the project by this point, right? And just want it over with. And it can be really easy and really tempting to just go ahead and abandon it. Be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna move on to something else. And if that happens, the risk that you run is that you end up kind of leaving a trail of broken stories or broken projects behind you that should have been finished, but never were. And that generates its own form of habit. If you start taking easy ways out, it's really easy just to kind of keep taking easy ways out as you go. So it is a discipline, believe it or not, to finish stuff. Pick something that you're passionate about, because you need the energy to get you through. Show up, actually do the work regularly, make a ritual out of it, do whatever you have to do to set time aside to pour yourself into the work on a regular basis, and then finish it, no matter what it takes. See it through to the end. Even if it's garbage and it's never gonna see the light of day, see it through to the end and then trash it. But at least you'll have finished it, and that means something. Finishing means something. Way more than having something partially finished. Okay, that's enough talking. I seriously need dinner. I tried to get vegan pizza tonight. It didn't work because for whatever reason, the vegan pizza place is never open when I'm hungry for it. They're open at really weird times. I don't know, I thought they were open today, but whatever. I'm just getting the cheaper stuff anyway, so no vegan for me tonight. Yeah, I keep forgetting to say, we've made it this is the 500th episode that I've made of my vlog, which is insanity. I was gonna do a full recap yesterday for all the people that have joined. My channel has doubled in size in the last 3 months, so there are a lot of new people around. Probably should do a full recap soon. And today would have been an appropriate day for that. But yeah, it's on my mind. Anyways, thank you for sticking with me for 500, for those of you that have been around. And for those of you that are fresh, I hope you'll make it for, 500 more. 500 more. Oh my goodness. Anyways, happy 500. At least I think it's kind of neat. Look at this. Ridiculous. I got the laundry back, which is good. Velib, just in case you were unaware, Deco is the outdoor advertising company that runs all the advertising in Paris. And the way that they got that monopoly on the city was by agreeing to finance the Velib system back in the day. And that was what they got in exchange. However, of course, it still ended up costing the city millions. It was never fully funded by Deco. And so now that their lease is up, it's really up. Paris is getting rid of it. So I don't know exactly what shape or form it's going to take, but apparently they're putting in a whole bunch of new bike stuff. And obviously this morning we saw them tearing up a Velib station, which was kind of exciting. I don't know, just thought it was kind of cool. So that's that. I hope that the whole Write Other Wednesday thing today was at least remotely helpful. One other creative thing, speaking of which, we have this guy, which is full. We can see if the flash still works. I'm not even sure how, the flash hasn't been working on the one that I've been carrying around with me lately, so I have no idea. This one worked once or twice, so not sure if you're supposed to push it or flip the lever out, but we gotta give this away. So if you're interested in this, if you want, part of the reason that we ended up doing the postcards last time, which I still have one or two of, this one belongs to Eddie. You can see Eddie's name's on the back there and everything, but he's in Canada and he doesn't know what his address is. Where it's going to be. So at some point, maybe we'll get this to Eddie. But instead of doing postcards for this one, we're gonna not develop it. I'm just gonna send this to somebody who wants it because I've been asked for it multiple times. That was like the #1 most excited thing people were asking for. So you can see that it'd be full. For patrons $3 and up, I'm gonna make a post on Patreon soon and you'll just have to comment on it. That way I know you want it and then I'll randomly select out of everybody who comments on it. If you don't want this, If you don't want to deal with it, then obviously don't comment on it. But if you do want it, then do comment on it. And then what I'll do is I'll just send it to you. And my goal, because the odds are fairly strong that the patron that gets this is going to end up being in the States, just because the majority of my patrons are American, I'm going to take this with me to America, and that'll reduce the cost of shipping as well. So if you're a patron of $3 a month or higher, and you would like one of these, or like this one specifically, be on the lookout. If you are not yet a patron and you would like this, then become a patron, and you'll have your chance. Man, seriously, why doesn't this thing, do you have to hold it? Maybe it only had a couple of flashes in it. I don't know. Anywho, my tongue is rumbling. The intro for tomorrow's vlog took me like 20 minutes to make. Hopefully not more than that. It might have taken 30. I had to dig up some old footage to make it work. So hope you enjoy that tomorrow as well. With that, I think I'm just gonna leave you for tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it. Comment if you also liked it. You know, and I will see you again tomorrow.